Welcome back to Easy Gardening for Seniors and Juniors. Today, we're talking about something super important for anyone gardening in places like the USA, UK, or Canada. It's February 2026, and this month is your golden window for getting a head start on certain plants. If you neglect these 5 key ones right now, you'll look back later in the summer and think, I really wish I'd started those earlier. We're talking about smaller harvests, weaker plants, fruits that never fully ripen before frost hits, or even total crop failure in shorter growing seasons. These 5 plants are the slow starters, or the ones that need extra time to build strong roots and produce well in our cooler temperate climates. Why does February matter so much? In most Northern Hemisphere zones, think USDA zones 4 through 7 in the USA, like the Midwest or Northeast, RHS hardiness H4 to H6 in the UK, or Canadian zones 4 to 6, outdoor soil is still cold, often below 50 degrees Fahrenheit, and frost is a real risk. But indoors, on a bright windowsill, under affordable grow lights, or in a heated propagator, conditions are perfect for germination and early growth. Starting now gives these plants 8 to 12 extra weeks before transplanting outside after your last frost date, which is usually mid to late May in many areas. That extra time means bigger, healthier plants, earlier picking, and double or even triple the yield compared to starting in March or April. Gardeners who wait often end up with leggy, stressed seedlings that struggle to catch up, or they miss the prime harvest window entirely. Many people share stories online about regretting late starts, peppers that stayed tiny, tomatoes that split from stress, or eggplants that never produced more than a handful of fruits. Let's make sure that doesn't happen to you. Number 1. Peppers, including sweet bell peppers and hot chilies. Peppers are one of the biggest reasons people regret waiting. These plants come from warm tropical origins, so they grow slowly at first and need a long season to set and ripen fruit. In cooler climates, if you start seeds in March or later, the plants might only give you a few peppers before cooler fall weather slows everything down. But sowing indoors in February changes that completely. You get strong, bushy transplants ready to go outside in late spring or early summer, leading to dozens of fruits per plant instead of just a handful. Here's why February is ideal. Pepper seeds germinate best at 70 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit, which is easy to provide indoors with a heat mat or even just a warm spot near a radiator.
Once they sprout, move them to bright light. Grow lights are great if your windows aren't sunny enough to prevent leggy growth. Use small pots or seed trays with good seed starting mix that's light and drains well. Keep the soil moist but not soggy, and thin seedlings if they're crowded. In the USA's Zone 5 or 6, this timing lines up perfectly for transplanting after mid-May frosts. In the UK, where summers can be shorter and cooler, early starts are even more crucial for getting ripe chilies. Canadian gardeners in Ontario or the prairies often say February peppers are the difference between a decent harvest and almost nothing. Pro tip: choose varieties like California Wonder for bells or jalapeno for heat. They're reliable and productive. If you skip this month, you'll likely end up buying expensive nursery transplants or settling for less flavor from greenhouse forced ones. Number 2. Tomatoes. Tomatoes are probably the most popular home garden crop, and for good reason. They're tasty, versatile, and rewarding when done right. But like peppers, they need a long growing period. Starting seeds indoors in February gives them time to develop sturdy stems, deep roots, and early flower buds before going outside. That means you can pick ripe tomatoes by July instead of waiting until August, and you'll get far more fruit overall because the plants have a head start against diseases and pests. If you delay until March or April, the seedlings often become tall and spindly from stretching for light, or they stay small and take forever to fruit. In shorter seasons, like much of Canada or northern UK, late starts can mean your tomatoes never fully ripen before cold nights return. Start by sowing in trays or small pots, about a 1/4 inch deep, in moist seed compost. Cover lightly and keep at 70 to 80 degrees for fast germination, which usually takes 7 to 14 days. Once up, give them 14 to 16 hours of light daily to keep them compact and strong. Pot them up into larger containers as they grow, burying the stems deeper each time to encourage more roots. This makes plants tougher and more productive. In USA zones like 6, this February start often leads to cherry tomatoes by early summer and big slicers soon after. Many gardeners say the regret comes from not realizing how much earlier and heavier the crop is with proper timing.
Or ratatouille. Number 4. Onions and leeks. These alliums might seem simple, but early starting pays off massively. Onions from seed need months to bulb up properly, and leeks especially benefit from a long indoor phase to get thick stems. February sowing gives you big, storage-worthy bulbs by late summer and fall. Plus, you can enjoy green onions early. Sow in modules or trays, about ½ inch deep, in cool but bright conditions. Around 60 to 70 degrees is fine. Thin to 1 per cell for strong growth. Leeks can be started similarly and transplanted in bunches later. In USA Midwest zones, this timing means large Spanish onions for storing through winter. UK gardeners use February leeks for winter harvests under cover. In Canada, where seasons are short, early onions prevent small, weak bulbs. Skip February and you'll harvest smaller sets that don't last as long in storage. It's a quiet regret. Your soups and stews miss out on homegrown flavor. Number 5. Broad beans and early peas. These are the hardiest of the bunch and can handle cool weather, but starting in February gives you the absolute earliest harvests. Broad beans sown now under cloches or indoors produce pods by May or June, fresh, tender, and full of flavor before aphids arrive. Early peas do the same, climbing quickly for sweet snaps. Soak seeds overnight to speed germination, then plant 2 inches deep in pots or directly if soil is workable. They germinate at cooler temps, around 50 degrees. In milder UK areas, direct sow under fleece. In colder Canada or northern USA, start indoors for safety. The regret is missing those first-of-the-season picks. Nothing beats fresh broad beans or peas from your garden. Quick extra tips to succeed. Always use fresh seed starting mix to avoid damping off disease. Label trays with dates and varieties. Water from the bottom to prevent mold. Harden off plants over 7 to 10 days before transplanting, gradually exposed to outdoor conditions. Check your exact last frost date online, USDA, RHS, or Agriculture Canada sites, to time transplants perfectly. These 5 work well together. Start them in batches on the same windowsill setup. There you have it, 5 plants that truly make a difference when you don't neglect February. Start them this week and set yourself up for an amazing season with bigger, earlier, tastier results. No fancy equipment needed, just seeds, pots, light, and a bit of patience. If this gives you ideas for your garden, please like the video, comment below which plant you're starting first, or share your growing zone, and subscribe so you don't miss more easy, practical tips. Gardening should be enjoyable and rewarding, especially for families and beginners. Thanks for watching. Get those seeds going and happy planting.